state of Saxony in May. A drab parking lot in the Elbe Sandstone Mountains is about to be transformed. The Mercedes 300 SL Club makes a stop here, and within minutes, 85 roadsters have made the cheap tarmac $1 million richer. The sports cars, all more than 50 years old, have been lovingly restored. The owners, most of them no spring chickens either, have to be in equally good shape.
What's unusual is that you get in first with one leg, let yourself fall back, and then pull in your other leg. Depending on how old you are, that can be difficult in terms of agility. You have to stay flexible, otherwise you won't manage. And your girth in the front has to fit too. But there's a special fold-up arrangement for people with a large belly.
The day's destination is the Bastei near Dresden. Some of the club members use the meeting to get a bit better at geography.
I've never been to Dresden, even though I'm German. You wouldn't drive all this way on your own. But when you're out in your car, you meet up with others from the club.
Club life plays out on the street. Several times a year, the members and their Mercs meet around the globe. Today, it's Dresden's turn. Members from overseas have their precious vehicles brought in by ship. But some have a car on every continent. Torkild Christensen has come from Denmark. Sometimes he feels a bit on his own with his passion there.
We don't have a club in Denmark for this car. Only 2 of this type are registered there. The others are in the museum.
The weather isn't good, but neither man nor machine are daunted. A 300 SL is designed to be driven as fast as possible. The car with a legendary fold-up door is so directly based on a Mercedes racing car that it can function as one. When it was unveiled in 1954, the 215 horsepower vehicle was a sensation all over the world. Only 3,258 of them were built over the next 10 years, and most of them were sold in the United States. In the meantime, many of them have returned to Europe, and that makes Thomas Rosier a happy man. For 8 years, the Mercedes dealer from Oldenburg has been president of the German 300 SL Club, which currently has 330 members all over the world.
This vehicle was introduced in 1954, just when the last transport of 10,000 German prisoners of war arrived in Nuremberg from the Soviet Union. If you look at those pictures, you can get a slight inkling of what a contrast that was. The car left all others behind. People were driving 80 kilometers an hour and had maybe a maximum of 90 or 100 horsepower. And now a vehicle came that was able to do 260 kilometers an hour.
Today, owning a 300 SL is a more exclusive pleasure than ever before. Only a few hundred of them are left in the world. Prices begin at 400,000 euros. People without their own SL can also be club members, but in practice, everyone here in the restaurant at the Bastei has the right car keys. Many are entrepreneurs, and they've known each other for decades. Club activities breed solid friendships.
If you have the time and the money, you can spend the whole year going from one great event to another all over the world. Because people like these cars everywhere, at vintage car gatherings, rallies, outings and events of all kinds.
Finding the money to buy an SL isn't enough. You have to take the car out in style as well. For example, to all the leading vintage car meetings, in May to the Mille Miglia in Italy, in September to the Goodwood Revival in Britain, and the Carrera Panamericana in Mexico in October is a must, an exclusive pleasure for people with lots of time and money on their hands.